And it's a time to dance. It's a time when we can party. And
yes, I agree with all of the things.
Thanks, best friend.
I can hear you all the way out there. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm passionate about it. I love it.
Am I?
You're on it.
On it. Thanks, babe.
Okay.
I love you. Benton had some words as well. Just
I heard.
Okay, I'm back. Hi, beautiful babes. Welcome back to my channel. For those of you who have never been here before, hi, I'm Evelina, also known as Ivy. If that confuses you at all, I've linked my first ever YouTube video down in the description box, and it explains and introduces me to you. So hello. So recently here in Orlando we celebrated Pride, and it was an amazing time, such a dream this year. I've been lucky enough to be in the Orlando Pride Parade every single year since I was a wee baby dyke, and every year I just see so many beautiful things and so many beautiful people, and this year was just absolutely extraordinary. A few days after Pride, I was at my day job princessing, and one of the guys I worked with asked me how my weekend was, and he asked me how Pride was. And then he said, "Don't take this the wrong way." I was like, bring it on. But isn't having a parade like that kind of like putting a target on your backs? Like, why have a parade? Why can't you guys just like be gay without having to flaunt it? God, there were so many things in just those questions. In one fell swoop, he acknowledged one of the main reasons we need to have Pride, i.e., oh, put a target on our backs, and then completely dismissed it. The blatant and inherent homophobia in just those few questions like blew my mind, right? But the thing about it is that I know that he was not intentionally being homophobic, despite how extremely homophobic and ridiculous those questions were. He was genuinely curious, and his straight privilege made it a truly confounding situation for him. He literally could not fathom the reasons why we hold Pride festivals and Pride parades. Ignorance is bliss, isn't it? And bliss is apparently a perk of the privileged. Okay, so like none of this is really entirely his fault, right? Because we live in a society where straight cisgender people are literally the most visible people on the planet. With their sheer numbers, their relationships, sexualities, and gender expressions are held as normative expressions, and their experiences are exemplified and applauded as right and correct in almost every single community in our country. Straight cisgender people see themselves and their relationships represented in TV and movies and books and music. And our government is set up to privilege and favor heterosexual relationships above all others. Straight people don't ever have to fear for their lives based on their heterosexuality. And more than just simply feeling safe holding the hand of their partner, which it's ludicrous that anyone would feel unsafe holding the hand of their partner, but I digress. Straight people don't have to worry about their parents kicking them out, their friends disowning them, and society shunning them based on who they fall in love with. Living life every day without ever having to fear for their safety based on who they love can create quite the rose-colored situation, I would imagine. Which is why so many straight people do not understand Pride. And it's why we hear so often, why a parade? Why a Pride parade? Why do you have to flaunt your sexuality? Why can't you just be gay? People would freak out if there was a straight Pride parade. We're gonna have a straight Pride parade. Like, this is why we hear that so often, is because straight cisgender people do not have to wake up every day with all the oppression that the LGBT plus community faces. I mean, for the majority of the LGBT plus people in America, it is uncomfortable at best and dangerous at worst to express ourselves in our communities. In many, if not all states, our rights and dignity are not fully protected by the law. And in fact, there are many movements with lots of money and lots of power behind them that are actively working to oppress and marginalize us and our relationships. The history of Pride parades can be traced back to the Stonewall riots of June of 1969. And the very first ever Gay Pride Parade March was held in 1970 in New York City, 1 year after the police raided the Stonewall Inn. This march was a way for the gay community to publicly call for a protection of their rights. So while we have, yes, we have seen tremendous progress in the fight for LGBT plus equality, inclusion, and protection of rights, we still have a long way to go, and we are not seen as equal in all areas of society. That's the reality, and this is why Pride is so important. For many LGBT plus people, Pride is the one time of year, the one time. Fenton, come here. Come on in. I know. This is Fenton. He's got a lot to say. You're interrupting a very serious talk I'm having with these fine people. Sorry about that. Not at all. Not sorry. Fenton needs to make more appearances in every single video. Pride is the one time of year, the one time that we can be out and proud of who we are and who we love. It's when we can proclaim, alongside our beautiful, diverse queer community, that we are fully human and deserve to be seen, celebrated, and protected, just like everyone else. Even in cities that are seen as LGBT plus friendly, such as Orlando, it is still an incredibly healing experience to be able to march in parades and attend festivals. To be around so many people who have a shared experience of oppression and to be shining our light without fear out into the world, there's seriously nothing else like it. It's unbelievable how powerful and beautiful that is. LGBT plus people live with the traumas of a patriarchal, heterosexist society that actively persecutes us. Even in 2017, when we should have flying cars and equality, it just blows my mind. Blows my mind. Pride is the time when we can step out of the shadows of oppression, declaring to the world that we will not be forced to hide and suppress our truest selves, simply because of heterosexual fragility and fear. Just like my friend from work thinks that we should hide and not have a parade to prevent from putting a target on our backs, Pride is a time for us to stand together and say, we are not your victims. So in addition to all these deeper meanings and causes behind Pride, it's also a celebration. It's a time to honor the people who have come before us, who have worked so hard to give us the rights that we do have. It's a time to dance. It's a time to party and relax and let our hair down. You know, like how straight people get to do every single day of their lives. So for all those people out there who feel like Pride is just a time for hypersexuality or promiscuity, it's not. While yes, people of all shapes, sizes, ethnicities, religions, cultures march in the streets in colorful costumes, speedos, and lots of glitter, it is simply a display of liberation and safety. It's a time that we get to reclaim our bodies as ours, not as the government or anyone else's, and to let our lives be seen as the creative, beautiful, majestic things that they are. Something, again, that cisgender straight people get to do every single day of their lives, maybe without so much pizzazz, but we got enough glitter for you, bae. Don't you worry. So while Pride may look like one giant party in the streets, it's actually time for LGBT plus people to take back our power, to be displays of light and color in the midst of oppression and the hatred of a heteronormative society. So if you are a straight person and you find yourself perplexed by Pride parades, stop and think for a moment. Remember that you get to live out loud and proud every single day without oppression, without fear, and without even really having to think about it, which is a gift that many LGBT plus people do not ever get to experience. Think for a moment about the reality of what LGBT plus people have to face every single day, simply because of who we are and who we love. Think about what it feels like to walk through your streets of your city, freely holding the hand of someone you love without fear of being accosted, abused, or mocked. Think about all of the children and teenagers who know that they're LGBT plus, but who cannot come out of the closet for fear of abuse from their parents, their family, their churches, their peers, and who look out from those dark closets and see these glorious celebrations and have a glimpse of hope that things will get better, that they will be able to be free and celebrated for who they are. Think about those people. Think about the elderly men and women who never got to be with who they loved, who had to spend their entire lives hiding, and who get to go to these Pride parades and think maybe the next generation will get to live with freedom. That's what Pride is. Give me a moment. And so then maybe you'll see, God, I'm gonna cry in every single video about gay stuff. Not sponsored by Kleenex, but should be. So then maybe you'll start to see the importance and power of pride. And maybe you'll decide to pick up a rainbow flag, throw on some glitter, and come join the other allies to the LGBT plus community who see our humanity and applaud our fearless expression of unity. And of course, pride is not for everyone. Some people outgrow it, some people were never suited for it in the first place. But as long as there are people who still need pride, our community will continue to organize, to march, and will continue to rise up. Like I said before, I've had the honor and the privilege to be actually in the Orlando Pride Parade every year since I first came out. And I've also been able to be in the Boston Pride Parade and the Atlanta Pride Parade, and to see over the years and in different cities the change is happening. The kids who are so much more free to be who they are, you can just see it. And also seeing every year more trans flags, and to see so many more straight people out and about supporting us, like that really hit home this year. It seems like we are making progress. But then again, there are people like the guy at my job who wonder why are they doing this? Why are they flaunting this? Is it putting a target on their backs? The fact that we still have to face that reality that there's still a target on our backs, it's why I am as out and visible and as proud as I am, because I want the next generation to not have a target on their backs. I want the next generation to not have to come out. I want them to not have to need a pride parade. I want them to be able to wear their colors and wear their glitter and love who they love without fear. Like, that's why I do what I do, and that's why I'm as out and proud as I am. And also, I do honor the people who came before me. I mean, I feel like I owe it to them and to all their hard work to get me to have the rights that I do, that I can love who I love, like, and have at least some of the rights and protections that I do have. I will never stop fighting for my community, and I will never stop supporting my community, and I'll never stop working toward full equality, and I'll never stop dancing in Orlando. Let me get my life together. I need a cat in here to make me happy, make me stop crying. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you feel empowered after watching this video, and I hope that maybe it explained a few things to those of you who are not gay and who do not really understand pride parades. And give it a thumbs up, please. Don't forget to subscribe, share with your friends. Let them know that there's this like super passionate femme lesbian who's like trying to do something in the world. But I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video and on social media. Okay, I love you, bye! Side note, also, what does Pride mean to you? I would love to hear from you guys, so leave me some comments down below. Tell me about your first Pride, tell me about what it means to you to go to Pride, why you go, why you don't go. Talk to me, tell me things. Okay, love you, bye.